my god. Looking into Blue Archive took 10 years off my life. From toxic community drama to canceled sponsored stream to an overwhelmingly negative review on Steam. My god, my head hurts. Blue Archive, I'm coming for you. Hey weebs and weirdos, I am A Tree, and I'm going to be talking about Blue Archive. I don't know why, but there's just something that feels super dirty just saying the name of the game. I am afraid to attract a lot of problematic people to my comment section, so please give this video a big like, watch it all the way through, and comment thank you so much. This game on the surface already has all the little condiments to make a beautiful sandwich of a game, okay? It's a gacha game in the era of where gacha games are popular. It's anime art style, you know, that's fun. Everyone loves anime. And it feels like it would be rather appealing. But it has a very overwhelmingly negative review on Steam. I feel like one of the things that make a gacha game so perfect is that it needs to be addictive enough that people keep paying for it, but not too outrageous that people just give up. Sadly, this game is not one of them. The backlash was so powerful that one of the executive producers had to announce an apology for the changes made to the gacha system. If you were to check the Steam page right now, the main comments that you are going to see giving it a overwhelmingly negative review is stuff about the changes made to the gacha system. A bunch of people review bombing the Steam game review system, talking about how much they dislike the changes, which is pretty fair. Nobody wants to spend more money than they need to on a gacha game. What I'm most surprised of is that there doesn't seem to be much backlash against them openly using AI in their game for two of the characters' voices, which is shocking, I'd say, especially since a lot of the things that people who watch anime value is the humanness behind it. There was this certain point in which Blue Archive wanted to set up like this sponsored stream with a bunch of different streamers, those including Iron Mouse, Connor, which is CDogVA. That was going to be a whole thing, but considering the fact that CDogVA was openly criticizing the game, a lot of the fans just didn't want him to play it, which makes sense that they wouldn't want someone who dislikes the game being the one to represent the community. I tried to look into what exactly people disliked about what Connor said about the game, and I see a lot of stuff talking about how he hates like slice of life stuff or something about the specific archetypes they use. This has a lot of people calling CDog a normie. I get it, maybe that this game's a little more niche, but it's a little strange to be calling another anime fan a normie. Like, what makes it a difference between the normie anime fans and the not normie fans? Especially considering that Connor has made anime content for like a long time. This is where we get into a little segment I failed to come up with a transition word, so toxic fan base. For some fan bases to really like get in the fandom, it takes a while to really learn the like dark nitty gritty stuff about it. But it was a little too easy for this one, my guy. If you hear snoring, it's because of the cat sitting on the desk right there. To start, there seems to be this weird beef between Blue Archive fans and Uma Musume fans.
Oh, I forgot. You're broken. I don't want to play with you anymore.
And it feels as though both are claiming that the other is more toxic, which is, what? You see, these are both games that have majority, like, female characters, gacha system, around high school aged characters. Oh my god, this reminds me why I hate the term tourist so bad. I genuinely just hate the term tourist so much because people just throw it around any context with any media related to Japan at all where someone has even an ounce of criticism about it. People can like and dislike things freely. That doesn't somehow mean that they hate anime. That doesn't somehow mean that they just don't get it. You can just like different things. That is fine. That is normal. You can like different genres. There's so many different genres in anime. There's so many different variations of content. Why are people getting so caught up in arguing with each other of whether or not you're a real fan? I hate it. People often use the excuse of sticking it to the normies by saying like horrible stuff that it's just like terrible. Why would you even say that to a person online? Anytime that I talk about how I just hate someone's behavior online, I usually get slapped with, well, people, it's the internet and whatnot. Like, okay, but like, that doesn't excuse your behavior. I don't like how comfortable people have gotten with just being a bad person or rude in general to people, and just because of the fact that they hide behind anonymity. Can you really blame people for not picking up a new game or picking up a new fandom, like just because the other people suck in it? It is really hard to separate the media from the fan base, my god. Especially since when you start watching something or playing something, algorithms have gotten really, really good at knowing exactly what you want and then putting anything related to that right onto your feed. So it doesn't matter whether or not you dislike a fan base. When you are signing up for watching a show or playing a game, it feels almost like cosmically predetermined, but it's really just how algorithms work. I know in this situation I am talking about Blue Archive, but this could be extended to pretty much like any show or whatever, or like visual novel, whatnot. Is that people tend to have like this type of superiority complex because when they feel like they have this niche knowledge, it's somehow like they're a better fan than you, or like they're better in some way, that I know what this game is and you don't, or if you have any criticism about it, it's because you're just somehow like less than me. The one thing that sucks about making videos like this is that I always feel like I have to end off videos talking about how it's important to be a good person no matter what the context, but it won't change the fact that that won't stop people from being bad people. I genuinely feel that you create the community you want. My main goal is that I hope that anybody who is welcomed into my videos, who comes across it on their For You page, and maybe at the slight chance decide to subscribe, that people who are nice exist. So I ended up playing Blue Archive, and don't worry, I gave it a few solid hours to give a genuine opinion on it. And here are my thoughts. Honestly, the community itself is really what's giving the game a major bad reputation. I see a lot of people when they're talking about other gacha games mention things like Hoyoverse and Uma Musume, but honestly, the gameplay is a lot more like Cookie Run Kingdom, but with anime characters. You know, they both have a lot of stories that you get to follow along with. Literally, the callback system mirrors Cookie Run. One of the main concerns or criticisms about Blue Archive tend to be about like the more mature content. So far in this amount of hours of playing the game, I feel like the amount of like mature content inside of the game kind of feels like the average amount of fan service you'd find in anime. Nowhere near close to ecchi. So even though it is still questionable that these characters are in high school age with some amount of fan service, I do believe it is in a more, I guess, acceptable range compared to a lot of other anime related content. I think the origins of like these weird, questionable stuff that people feel very uncomfortable about is coming from the content in which the official social media accounts are posting and the artwork in which the community have been making of the game. There's that. It is definitely not like an adult game, and the stories are pretty engaging. Like, I've played my fair share of visual novels, and it's pretty much a lot like those. I don't really have too many complaints about the game itself. A lot of it is very targeted towards the fan base and apparently the social media posts. It's a free game. I don't really see myself spending money on this, but I would not be shocked if I decide that I want to pick it up again. I can say being kind is free and whatever, but honestly, being kind can be really hard sometimes. That's just the truth. It's something you gotta choose every day, with every person you meet, with every space you enter, whether it's an offline or online space. There are real people who log into their accounts. There are real people who exist outside of the internet that see stuff, that react to stuff. For once, I'm gonna end this video off with something different. This game apparently also had a huge cheating scandal where they had to ban like over like 100,000 people for cheating, which is really funny to me. Cheating at a gacha game is kind of silly. If you've seen me before, you know me in my outros. They don't exist. Here's some other videos. Wow. Wow. I'm staring at you. You're staring at me. Bye.